Oh, I'm back?
Yes, you're back. Okay, so we've determined we're eliminating the variable w and that we're using equations 1 and 3 and 1 and 2 in order to do that. So my first equations that I set up were 14r plus 20w plus 24b equals 20, which the first equation stays the same because since we're eliminating w and w already equals 20, we're going to leave that. Now for the third one, w only equals 5, and if we want to eliminate w, we have to counteract that with a negative 20w. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply the third equation by negative 4 so that the 20s cancel out. And when I do that, I'm going to get 120r, negative 120r, minus 20w, minus 52b equals negative 80. So the w's will cancel out, positive 20, negative 20. Self-explanatory. And then I'm going to solve for r and b, and I'm going to get 106r minus 28b equals 60. Now my next step that I talked about earlier was that I was going to set up solve equations 1 and 2 by eliminating w. So for 1 and 2, we have positive 20w and positive 15w. So you can't multiply one of those equations by a number to cancel them out. You actually have to multiply them both by a number to get the greatest common, or the greatest common factor of the two. So in that case, for 20 and 15, that would be 60. So what I chose to do, what I thought was the easiest, was I multiplied the first equation by 3, so I'd get a positive 60w. And then I multiplied the second equation, which I had a 15w, by negative 4 to get a negative 60. So after doing that, I got 42r plus 60w plus 72b equals 60. And for the second one, I got negative 80r minus 60w minus 76b equals negative 80. So as you can see here, we cancel out the 60s, right? Obvious. And then we solve for this. So we have 42 minus 80, we'd get negative 38r, and then we have 72b minus 76b, which would be negative 4b, is equal to negative 20, because 60 minus 80 is negative 20. So now after that, we have two equations where we completely eliminated w, which is going to make it easier for us to solve. So after that, we're going to set those two equations up, and we're going to do the same thing, and we're going to try to eliminate one of the common variables. So what did I choose to do here? I chose to eliminate b because that was the easiest. So let me just reread the equations we have. So we have negative 106r minus 28b equals negative 60. And then we have negative 38r minus 4b equals negative 20. So when I first looked at this, I saw that 4 and 28 would be the easiest to work with because if you multiply 4 by 7, you get 28. And you don't have to multiply both equations by a number in order to cancel out one of the variables. So I multiplied the second one, the negative 38r one, by negative 7, so that I would get a positive 28b to counteract the negative 28b in the first equation. So after solving, I got that r was equal to 0.5 or 1/2. So what do you think I would do with that value after I've solved it, like after I've gotten it?
I think you'd plug in r to get b.
Exactly right, because right now w is kind of irrelevant, and we have b that's still in this equation. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do negative 38 times 0.5, because it's negative 38r, minus 4b equals negative 20. So then when I multiply negative 38 by 0.5, I'm going to get 19. So 19 minus 4b equals negative 20. And you're going to add 19 to the negative 20. So you'll get negative 4b minus, negative 4b is equal to negative 1, and therefore b is equal to 1/4 or 0.25. So now we've officially solved for two of the variables. We have r equals 1/2 and b equals 1/4. Now, this is kind of the end. This is the last step where we just have to plug in r and b into one of the equations, usually the easiest one, to solve for w, which was the first variable that we eliminated. So, what equation looks the easiest to you to plug in our values? Like the one with the smallest numbers or the easiest numbers to work with?
I think equation number 1.
That's exactly what I did. So, just a reminder, we solved for variables r and b. So for the first one, I'm going to plug them in. So 14 times 1/2 plus 20w, we haven't solved for w, plus 24 times 1/4 equals 20. So let's see. 14 times 0.5 is 7, so 7 plus 20w plus 24 times 0.25, which equals 6, equals 20. So I'm going to combine 7 and 6, and I'm going to get 13. And then I'm going to subtract that value from 20, and I'm going to get 7. So then we're going to get 20w is equal to 7. And how would you solve for that?
I would say w equals 20 over 7.
Exactly. Or no, it'd be 7 over 20.
7 over 20.
7 over 20. So I'd solve for that and I get 0.35. So then in the end, since we've solved for r, b, and w, we can write down that the answer to the question, which is what is the monetary value of each coin, we would get that the red coin is equal to,
I don't know.
the red coin would be equal to,
half?
yes, so 50 cents. The blue coin would be equal to,
A quarter,
yes, and the white coin would be equal to,
0.35.
exactly. And there we have it. This was his first time ever
Wow.
doing a system of equations,
I
and I
just
think he
learned
did
a
pretty
lot.
good.
Thanks, Audrey.
You're welcome.